everybody. So today we're going to try Guinness Nitro cold brew coffee. I am a coffee fan, so I hope this has a lot of coffee flavor in it. 4% ABV, beer with coffee and natural coffee flavors added. And that's about it. I did pick this up at Meijer's. It was a 4-pack. I believe it was $8.99. So let's go ahead and get this open, get it into a glass, and see what we think about it. It is nitro, so we'll just open it and pour it all upside down. Hopefully it all fits in here. I don't see any other information. Is it gonna fit? I'm stopping. There's a tiny bit left in there. Well, there's your full glass. Smells like coffee. Yeah, nothing else. Style guidelines. Yeah, coffee stout is what it says. Espresso, roasted espresso flavor. Because this is a nitro beer, nice creamy head. I do have a couple bubbles, but again, I did pour some in there at the end, so that probably disturbed it a little bit, because usually when it's a nitro beer, it's usually all very, very small bubbles. Cascading head coming up, what you want to see from a nitro, a little over a finger of head, as we're dealing with now. For the color, dark brown in color, amber hue from like this point down. Again, I've talked about it in the other Guinness videos. Technically, I would consider this more a porter than I would a stout from the color, but we'll go with a stout because, yeah, even on Untapped they call it a coffee stout. It needs to be darker. It looks like a medium roast coffee color instead of like a dark coffee color. But it is what it is. Let's go ahead and smell. Yeah, roasted coffee, almost burnt coffee. A little sweetness is coming through. I'm guessing that's from the roasted malts they use in the base beer. But yeah, a nice, good, roasted, almost burnt coffee. It is kind of, at least to me, on the sweeter side, almost like there's some lactose. Like it could come across as a milkshake stout, something along like along the lines of that. Pushed back, not full on coffee or milk stout, but kind of a mix in between of a regular stout and a milkshake stout, where maybe they didn't use enough lactose. You just get that little sweetness in there. But yeah, overall smells good. Let's go ahead and taste. Light body like a porter, roasted malt. There is a little, I want to say acidic, like burnt taste about halfway through the palate to the back, and that bitterness, that almost burnt quality remains in the aftertaste. But you do get a little coffee. I almost want to say like a touch of chocolate. I think it's the sweetness that's in there that's making me think like a very light chocolate. Yeah, there's not a lot up front. Like roasted malt, a little roasted malt sweetness, but not like a flavor, not like a traditional stout would be, or other coffee stouts that I've tasted. It seems, it's like it's almost bland from there. But once it gets to the middle of the palate, yeah, I could see that espresso, almost burnt coffee kicks in. You get that bitterness in there. The bitterness is a little too much for the overall balance of this beer. I think that bitterness is too much for it. Like they need it needs a bolder or bigger grain bill of roasted malt to help balance that bitterness, and it seems like it's just too light in my opinion. I would have to go with a 3.75 out of 5. I think if it was balanced a little bit more, if it was on the stout, like a stout grain bill, a bigger stout grain bill, I think it would help balance out that bitterness that you're getting in this. Let's go ahead and check Untapped real quick. 7 of my friends have checked it in, 3.89 out of 5. 11,000 people have checked it in, 3.89. So I'm a little bit lower than most. Let's see if anybody said anything. Sweet iced coffee flavor up front, but goes 180 degrees. Bitter roasted malt, black coffee aftertaste. 3.25. Can still taste the base Guinness. I think, with that being said up front, that kind of lacking flavor in the taste is what reminds me of a base Guinness. So yeah, I can see that. But yeah, then once you get to the middle, it really changes. Uh, yeah, and that's about it. Somebody else gave it a 3. Tom gave it a 4.25. So yeah, if you're into coffee beers, definitely worth picking up and trying it. It's definitely not a drain pour. Maybe on a colder night this would work, but yeah, that bitterness, roasted, I don't know. It's just, it's too much. It's not balanced well enough, at least in my eyes. So if you enjoyed this video, check some more out over here. And until next time, happy brewing.